Marco Garcia. How can we be so sure this dog poop bag is going to blow out? GDP grew 2.9%. Home builder sentiment improved last month. For real, though, what is your reasoning? Just vibes?
I don't know. I'm going to call that a dead cat bounce. I'm going to call the GDP growth. I know some stuff's clearing out. I know we're house rich and the loans haven't been bad. The other, I'll play devil's advocate here to even my own argument. The other fun statistic is 45% of homes in America are owned free and clear.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the boomers. That's the boomer wealth. Their houses are owned. So, but I can't trust their integrity. I mean, I've been selling these fucking boomers. They're not good with their money. So they will spend the money.
Yeah.
They will access the equity.
Yeah.
They will get Corvette. They're just waiting, and they're just late and patient. But they can only be patient for so long. It's going to get attacked. Also, all these fucking young idiots buying houses and like, look at the guys on Turo.
Yeah.
A lot of people bought houses that tried shit like Turo, where they thought they were going to Airbnb rat holes. Like, hey, guess what? No one wants to rent a fucking trap house in the middle of the hood for $140 a night. Like, yeah, I know it's in Providence, but it's off Broad Street, and there's like Uzi shots like nightly. You're gonna rent it once, and you're never gonna rent it again, and then your boy's gonna live in there, and then he's gonna try to grow weed in there, and then he's gonna stop paying you, and then you're gonna stop paying the mortgage, and then you're gonna say fuck it, and then you're gonna have no house, and that's gonna happen. That's just my gut feeling, and I think people are gonna lose their jobs too. I think there's some pretty big job cuts coming, and I think some people overextended and used some first-time home buyers, some aggressive programs, some wide-eyed intentions. So I think we're going to lose 25 to 30% of the market to foreclosure. You know, there's going to be some shit going down.
Bartholomew with the 15. Drunk DMer back again. Waiting for subs to open. You say St. Louis is going to be a hot market. Do you think I should get in now, or should be waiting for the interest rates to cause a bigger fall?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. These interest rates are fucking dog shit, man. And I read something this week. There is no business in the mortgage market. The mortgage brokers are totally fucking dead halt stopped. And what they're doing now, just keep your eyes on this stuff. They're buying down the rate. Okay, what that means is they're paying points up front and they're burying it in the closing costs. So they're saying, even though everybody's getting a 6.7% rate right now, I can get you a 4.2% rate. But they're buying 2 points of rate. Let's just say it's like 10,000 a point or whatever the fuck. I don't know how it works out. But basically what they're doing is they're stuffing it in the closing cost. So you're paying like a $22,000 closing cost. And it's the same. It's just a fucking dirty tactic. It's just basically like, we want your car. We need the trades. No, they don't. They're stuck. They're trying to generate foot traffic. That's what mortgage guys are going to do. So I don't know about getting mortgages right now. I'd like them to. I'd like to see the banks sucking dick again. That's what I would like.
Yeah,
that would be more fun because right now you're gonna go give head. Prison. This is gonna be prison sex for you. Like if you go to the bank right now, it's just Tool's gonna be playing in the lobby. I'm serious. It's not gonna be good. And I don't know. Like it's not even working. Like bankers are just like, this doesn't even make sense. It don't even make sense to buy a multifamily home right now. I saw this Texan guy. It was awesome. He's like, man, at these rates, the equity line to take out to buy another property, that what is it, flip or whatever they call it, that they have a saying for it. Anyway, it just doesn't work. Like the system's broken. So interest rates are, and guys, if the bag drops out and you buy a house and the fucking market shits out, like yeah, and when an up and coming city like Kansas City heats up, it cools down a little bit too. Providence did years ago. Providence was supposed to be like a Kansas City. We kind of like run like that. And yeah, and St. Louis and all that shit. Like it goes back down a little bit too. It corrects 30%. So if you bought at the top at a high interest rate, you're fucked, bro. You're out of the market. You're literally a deadbeat with bad credit. Like that's your life now because you had to buy a fucking house. Because you had to buy a house. Because it was the right thing to do. Now you're totally fucked. You and the chick broke up because the bills got too high. One of you lost your job because the economy sucks. You owe $300. The house is worth $200. The interest rate's 7%. You're going to be like this. Here's the keys, Mr. Banker. Come get me. That's what's going to happen. Don't want that to be you.
Raw Eggy with the 20. I grew up being told property never loses value. Is that not true? Can you explain how a fluctuating interest rate affects the value of owned property?
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so I grew up hearing you never lose in property just because I know how to like operate them. You know, you don't let them get away from you. There's some truth to that. If you have to like it, to be honest with you, you have to dig fixing your place up and keeping it maintained in order to make money and you have a job and churn. How does an interest rate? An interest rate doesn't necessarily have any hindrance on the value of your property, more of the market itself. If interest rates are too high for people to stay away from, just prices are going to sink for those people who actually need to sell their house. So people do get, like, hey, if I have a job offer and I'm into my house for $500,000 and I have to get the fuck out of town and I can't own a second house or I can't afford, my contingency is that I move to another city, I'm gonna have to sell my house, so I'll sell it for $425,000. That'll bring the property of your house down. And why did I have to drop the price? Because it's slowly become a buyer's market. You know, people are keeping their hands in their pockets, and in order to get their hands out of their pockets, something has to give. Most of the time, it's going to be the price. So if you can't get it for, you know, the sellers aren't going to get top buck and at a top interest rate. Their interest rates are so fucking crazy right now, and it's the first time that interest rates have been this crazy in a long, long, long time. I haven't seen this stuff ever in my life. I've never seen like 04-05 they were this high. I mean, these are pretty high. And they're not high in the grand scheme of things. In the 70s and 80s, I know they were like fucking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16%.
Yeah.
So relatively speaking, home mortgages are still cheap. But this is pretty high. This is getting into like uncharted areas. And with rate hikes, what the fuck do people to expect?
Hollowed with the 15. Is that Hollowed Beats? Maybe.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Hell yeah.
Cool. What's up, man? He sends 15 USD. You keep up the great work. You always crack me up, Nick. How much do you think the market will take?
Oh man, I don't know where. I think it's just gonna pull back to so the level I'm looking for, and the reason why I look at that little, like just the Zestimate, I always look at price history. I think we're gonna buy things for what you could buy them for in 2010. That's the number I'm trying to look for. Any particular piece of property.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's tough to do that because you have to look at the property, see if it was fixed up in the last 10 years, or you know if it was rehabbed or renovated, and if it wasn't and nothing was done to it, then I want to buy it for 2010 numbers.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where my mind's at. That's like, and that's a fucking insane, baseless way to go about it. But if I believe it, and I'm that fucking crazy, when I make offers, I will be able to be that crazy to someone.
Yeah.
It sounds plausible, right?
Yeah.
If I'm just like, look, I know that things were crazy in 2021 and COVID, but so is everything. You know, now no one's gonna buy the house. Do you want to sell the house? Oh yeah, I want to sell the house. Well, like, and you'll never talk to the seller. You'll talk to a dipshit realtor, but you just cut right through them and you say, can I, you know, and you'd say like, look, man, I want to buy it for XYZ, and they're like, all right. Some people panic, but and if not, fuck that. The key is just not to get caught in a COVID price thing. Like the wheels are off on that. There's no more of that. No more can't get them, wait list. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Porsches and Corvettes, and sure, but the rest of it, nah. You can get a fucking Tahoe. You can get there'll be Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit reserves around. I'm not playing that game with every fucking thing you can't get anymore. It's bullshit.